Well, hello, my gentlemen. It's live Q&A in my lingerie, and I have the wet hair look going today. How are you guys? I'm so excited to be able to do this. I love doing these weekly live Q&A in my lingerie calls. It's just wonderful to be able to connect with you guys. So wonderful. And if you're new here, make sure that you subscribe because you'll never know when I'm doing this, baby, because YouTube doesn't tell you. They don't tell you unless you actually subscribe and turn on that notification bell. So welcome James, welcome Kim. I'm so excited that you guys are here. So in these live Q&As, this is for me to take the time to connect with you guys because it's not fun just seeing an icon, but hearing your questions is connecting with you in live time is much more powerful than just reading you in the comment section. So welcome. I'm so glad that you're here. Guys, also just really quick, I'm going to be changing things up a little bit. You know me, if things start getting stagnant for me, I'm like, okay, we need a change. We need a change. So I'm going to try something a little bit different, which is another reason why you really, really pay attention to what I'm saying right now. You really need to make sure that that notification bell is set on because the next few videos that I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be covering the topics that you guys want covered, but I'm going to be doing it live. I have never done this before where I'm covering typical topics and doing it in a live format. These are just to answer your questions. And so with these next coming videos, these will all be live covering different topics. And the next topic that I'm going to be covering, this is a tough one, why women don't want to have sex with nice guys. And we're going to do this live. So make sure that you turn on the notification bell because I'm going to surprise you. I'm not even going to give you a forewarning. I'm just going to surprise you. I'm going to see who actually has their notification bell turned on. So I'm excited to dive into your questions. Ryan, thank you so much. Ryan Kleinfeld says, just discovered your channel yesterday. I've already binged 30 plus of your videos. Oh my God, what a big compliment. Thank you, darling. I hope that you're getting the answers that you need and that it is changing your life because that is my heart. I'm going to talk a little bit until I see some questions come on. So make sure if you have questions, just start getting them up there. I was just sharing with a girlfriend of mine and I said, you know, for me, my life's mission is probably the most important thing to me in this whole world. And I really have a heart to bring healing to people so that people can be reconnected to the love that I believe everyone deserves. I believe everyone deserves to be loved. And I believe everyone deserves to be loved for who they are. And so it is my mission to bridge that gap where people have a disconnect in their life, where love seems so far away. My heart, the mission, the reason why I do what I do is to bridge that gap so that no person has to go through this life not being loved and not feeling loved. And that is my heart. And it is the essence of why I do what I do. And so if you get anything from my videos, I hope that you get the core of my message, which is that you are deeply loved. You're deeply loved. And I want to give you the tools. I want to help bring the paradigm shift, the transformation to you so that you can become the man that can actually receive that love. That you not just give love, that you can actually be loved. That's my heart. That's my heart for you guys. All right, guys, let's dive into these questions. What time is it in Bali? It is noon here. All right. Someone says, not to be rude. How old are you? I don't think that's rude at all. I'm 40. All right. So Jeffrey says, please, my lovely coach, Arica, tell me how to approach a girl and know a girl. Wait, I don't know what you're saying, Jeffrey. Can you please rephrase that question? Fancy says, how many approaches should I make a day? Okay. The thing is if you're scared of talking to women, if that's the reason why you need to know account for approaching women, the thing is, don't just approach women that you're attracted to. Start with approaching women that you're not attracted to. Why do I say that? Because it develops your confidence and just talking to people and getting into that rhythm of, I can talk to whoever I want, so that when you see a beautiful girl, you're not going to be as anxious. You're going to feel more confident because you've been doing this every day. So Vamsi, I want to give you a paradigm shift. Instead of saying, how many approaches should I make a day? Because that sounds a little robotic to me personally. What I would suggest to you is, how many people can I talk to every day so that I feel comfortable in my own damn skin going and talking to people? That's what I want from you. And then as you develop that momentum, that becomes second nature. That's your muscle. That is your go-to. From there, then when you see that beautiful woman, you're going to be less anxious, and she's going to feel that energy inside of you, that you're more comfortable in your skin. You feel confident because you've been developing, you've been cultivating this muscle, and she's going to feel that ease with you instead of the anxiousness. And she's going to feel more inclined to feel comfortable in your presence. So do that paradigm shift. Okay. So let me go. Ryan says, I'm 36, almost 37. My hairline is receding badly. Because of this, I feel unworthy of going after the women I want. How can I change this? Well, some women, believe it or not, Ryan, actually love bald men. I know that sounds so bizarre, that some women love sexy men. So there's that practical advice. Also, I know that there are procedures that you can get. I think it's called PRP, where they do some needling, and I have seen men rapidly grow their hair back. So you need to ask yourself, Ryan, what direction do you want to go? Do you want to grow your hair back? Because there are some things that you can do to get that hair back without doing transplants and very expensive stuff. There's actually this needling thing that you can research. A buddy of mine just did that out here in Bali. And I was like, how did you get all your hair back? And he did this procedure. So you might look into that, or you might just go bald, because there are women who love being bald. But I can understand that it may make you feel uncomfortable. But ask yourself first what you want to do so that you feel like you got the power back. You got your own power back. And then also from there, you have to start saying, okay, what are my best qualities that I can lead with? Am I funny? Then I better sure damn as hell lead with that. Don't lead with your insecurity. Find out what makes you stand out from other men. What are you really good at, Ryan? And lead with that. And approach women from that energy. Don't approach them from a deficit of, I'm losing my hair. No. That is a fear-based energy, and women feel that, and it's cringy. Instead, go, all right, I'm really good at like connecting people and maintaining eye gaze. So I'm going to connect on that level. Lead with your strength, my darling. Lead with your strength, but you need to make a decision on what you want to do with your hair as well. Yes, Curtis, I am 100% correct about that statement. We all deserve love. Absolutely. So Roger says, do you ever talk about relationships that are cross-culture? My girl is Ukrainian. That is a very important topic. Yes, that is a very important topic that I'm happy to talk about. So yes, I do speak about that. It's not asked a lot, but if there is a need for it, I'm happy to speak into that need. All right, let me go back because like I said, YouTube Live kind of jumps around. Dave says, yay, Arica, Angelo, I love these times. Me too, my darling, I love it. He says, you look like you just jumped out of the pool or the shower. The shower. I'll tell you the truth. I had a girlfriend come stay with me, which I'm so grateful for. But her and I did a beach walk, and then we did a late breakfast. And then I had one of my calls with a potential client who just became a new member of my Emotional Warrior program this morning. And so I was like, I need a shower. All right. Oh, this is Jacob Morin. Hi, darling. He says, much love to you, Arica. The last time we spoke was on Instagram after a breakup, and you helped me so much with your advice. I've been in a relationship for 8 months with a beautiful woman. this. I'm so proud of you. I'm so glad that my advice worked for you. I'm going to screenshot this right now because this is such a big deal for me. I love when people get results. Of course. Oh my God, listen to this guy. He has a beautiful relationship. You didn't lose yourself. I'm proud of you. Bonjour, Mario. All right. All right. Oh, it bounced again. Will Ford, how can I receive coaching with you? I will put a link here. So basically whoa, what's happening? I don't just take on any clients. It's a call that you and I have, and we see if we're a good fit. And so I am happy to give you that link, and you and I can basically jump on a call and I can talk to you about my coaching and the different ways that you can work with me. So I will give you that. Why don't you schedule a call with me, babe? I really love these calls too, because it's so beautiful. Like, I get to see you guys. I get to hear your story. Every single one of you have such a unique, special story. And it just reminds me over and over and over of how many beautiful men are in this world. So I really love getting on these calls with you guys. All right. What about, this is a great question. Thank you for this, solo word. What about approaching women when you stutter? It's mild to moderate at times and it makes me insecure. Babe, that is a beautiful question. And this is always my advice to men. You know, when there's a legitimate insecurity there, let's say that, you know, you have this thing that's like, it's not a social norm or whatever society says is not normal. And you feel that, and you feel the weight of it. You feel the embarrassment of it. You feel the shame of it. I always say this, my darling, and I hope that this really supports you. I always say, address the elephant in the middle of the room, which is this. You want to say it this way, my darling. If you see a beautiful woman and you want to talk to her, you have to say, you obviously introduce yourself and say hello. Say, you have to excuse me. I'm a little bit nervous here. And you just leave it at that. And then as you talk to her and you feel comfortable with her, you can then open up and say, yeah, sometimes I struggle a bit with the stutter. It's something I'm working through. Always show yourself as powerful. I always say that, like, you can show vulnerability, but then communicate to a woman what you're doing about it. Like, I'm working through this, because women, I think it's not just women, it's people, especially women. We love men who are powerful. And so when you put yourself in a powerful position that says, you know, hey, I have this challenge, but I'm doing something about it, it makes us feel like we're with a warrior, like we have that emotional warrior. So just address it right on, darling. Just say, it's lovely to meet you. Hey, I just have to be honest, I'm a little bit nervous right now, but regardless, how are you? And then continue on with the conversation. And then when you feel comfortable and she feels like she's a kind woman, you can say, yeah, I'm struggling a little bit with the stuttering thing, but it's something I'm working through. And you just say it very confidently and as a matter of fact. It's your presentation. Oh, this is really good. Someone just gave out a truth bomb. Vamsi, I don't know why. Where did it just go? Vamsi just said something really brilliant, and I wanna acknowledge that. He says women are attracted to confidence the most, and you're completely right. Most women are going to be attracted to a bold guy with confidence over a guy with hair who's unconfident, and that is completely true. It's women crave men who feel powerful, and how is that translated? Through confidence. Ooh, deep question. Now this is the stuff I really like to answer. Mario says, Patrice O'Neill, which I'm not sure who that is, but maybe I should look into this person, said once that women crave a man who has a sense of belonging. Your thoughts? Absolutely. Women crave men who have a sense of belonging. You know, when a man has his own social circle, when he's comfortable with his family, when there's like a sense of he belongs to himself, that is incredibly attractive, because that's a man who's done the work. Let's just cut the shit. Like, he has done the work. He's understood that, like, he's just not like some fly in the wind, but he belongs here on this planet. He knows his mission. He knows that he has community. He knows that he belongs himself. It's very important. Women want to know that men belong to themselves first and foremost, and that they have a community that they belong to. That shows a sign of a very healthy man. It shows a sign of a man who's actually done his own self-worth. He's self-work, which is self-worth. And he's gone on that journey to become the emotional warrior. This is actually a pretty like real question here, and I'm going to answer it. Schmatz says, how and how soon should I bring up to a girl that I only have one testicle? That's a great thing. I remember in high school, was it high school? Yeah, that I actually dated a guy and he only had one testicle. And he told me that, and everyone knew that. So the thing is, you know what? It depends on how long you've been seeing this woman. I personally would not bring that up until you're about to be intimate, because at the end of the day, it doesn't change your sex life with this woman one bit at all. You're still going to be able to perform sexually. So I think it's not something you need to lead with her. And this is just my opinion. You need to do what feels right to you, but I would not lead with that. Why does she need to know that? If you're about to make love to her and you go, oh yeah, by the way, like I have this situation, and don't dwell on it. The more men make a big deal out of their, let's call them like sexual setbacks or physical setbacks, the more you make a big deal about it, the more it becomes a big deal to her. But when you come across as just a matter of fact, nonchalantly, it doesn't get her all worked out about it because you're not worked about it. Remember, what energy you give off, women are going to feel that and they're going to give it right back. So don't make a big deal about this. Don't lead with this. It doesn't define you. Like, I know that you're a man, and men, their penises are very important to them. And I know that. And I appreciate that about you guys, because your penis is important. But it's not the end all be all. You having one testicle is not the end of the world. And so don't make it a big deal with her, because if you do, then she's going to make it a big deal. I hope that helps. Thomas, I'm so glad you're here. Jay says, excellent website. Thank you, darling. Demetrius, this is a really good question. He says, oh, thank you, Jay. Jay says, great knowledge. I really appreciate that. Thank you for that feedback. He says, hello. And my question, if you're direct and blunt but respectful, what's the balance with women? That's a great thing. At the end of the day, just being completely blunt with someone, but not putting some honey with it, not being kind, not being like affirming, it's just too much, right? So you want to do the balance is this. When you're being blunt and direct with women, that's great. Like, women respect that. Like, too many men are like kind of like, I want to say the P word. You know what I mean? The P word. Too many men are P's about things, and they want to like dance around subjects, and women just go on the inside. It's so cringy on the inside. So they like a man that's just more direct and like, come on, to the point. Like, where are you at with this? Like, what are you trying to say? They love that. But there needs to be a balance of being playful. Obviously, you want to be a bit more playful, because it's like, wow, this guy's like crazy serious. A little bit of banter, but also affirming. Like, when a guy is just like, it feels like he's just digging. It's like, okay, off with you. Like, you need to go somewhere and go see your therapist. Don't bring that here. You want to affirm her, like, you're really beautiful, or like, I really like this about you. But you can also still be direct. So there is a balance here. And I think that is a great question. Where are we at? Wow, these questions just jump around. Okay. Ryan, should I bother going after women who I believe are out of my league? What league are you talking about? You go after the person that you desire. Absolutely. Aim for the moon. Always aim for the moon, because you may just catch something else. Doesn't matter, but always aim high. Okay. Present. This is a really good question. Arica, this girl likes me, but I'm shy and embarrassed to be my true self. But my true self is what she desires. I don't know what to do. I'm scared. I don't know why. I'll tell you why you're scared, my darling. One, for someone like you, I really would recommend my emotional coaching experience. It's online. There's a private Facebook group where you guys get to connect with me on a more personal basis in there. So I think that would be a good fit for you. But I will give you the honest reason why you're scared, my dear. And it's why all of us get scared. It's not just you, my darling. We all get scared about this. When we show the true self, our true essence to someone, it is like opening our heart wide, which is the most precious thing we possess, guys. We think it's money. We think it's all these other things. No. The most important thing that all of us possess is our heart. 100%. I mean, you might have to stop and really think about that and the essence of what I'm saying there. But who we are resides in our heart. When we're coming with our true self, it's our heart. And so that's very tender. And so when we share that with someone, we always take a chance that they could reject it. And rejection hurts because we're not made to be rejected. We're not made for that. We're made to be loved. And so when I've shared this in a video, when we feel rejection, it feels like poison to our system. But when we start blocking ourselves off and overprotecting ourselves from never feeling that, we are also blocking and protecting ourselves from receiving the good stuff, which is love. And so, my darling, my advice to you is you're afraid to be rejected, which is a valid human fear that most carry, but it's what you do with that. Will you overcome that? For you, like I said, I can put my emotional warrior program. I think for you, that would be the best fit for you because an emotional warrior moves forward no matter what. He knows that there are risks that are involved. He knows that he's going to have to take a risk, but an emotional, it's just like, I always say, like, if my analogy when I talk to men about being emotional warriors, I say, think of the movie Braveheart, right? Have any of you seen Braveheart? Anybody here seen Braveheart? Think of Braveheart and you think of Mel Gibson and like William Wallace. He's just like, he's a freaking warrior. And every time that man runs out into a battle, he always takes the risk that he could die every time. But the freedom that he is fighting for is more important than the fear of death. That is a heart of warrior. For you, the freedom of being loved and accepted as you are has to become the priority. It has to become more important than your fear. And to cultivate that is the heart of an emotional warrior. So make sure that you check that out. I put the link there. This is a really good question. Leon, you guys are asking really good questions today. Thank you. Thank you for that. Leon says, so my best friend is taking a break from dating, trying to heal and get closer to Christ. She's been single for like 6 to 7 months. Any tips on how to open up during this time, or should I give her space? Leon, I think we're not addressing something with this question that you need to answer for me, which is, she's your best friend. Are you trying to cultivate a relationship with her? Or is this out of just maintaining a friendship? Because my advice can go in 2 directions. So I need some clarity on that. Someone asked what I think of another dating coach, and I've not heard of that person, and it's already jumped around. Honestly, I don't try to follow too many dating coaches because I want to stay authentic to my message, and I think that there are a lot of great dating coaches out there. I think there are also people that are not giving such great advice, that are giving very ego-based advice that keep people in a cycle of fear and performance and detaching from oneself. But I also think there are a lot of great coaches out there. I just don't listen to a lot of them because I want to stay pure with my own message. And that's very important to me, that I stay pure with that. I like to listen to other self-help people, but in terms of dating coaches, I try not to pay attention to too many of them because I just want to stay in my lane. I know what I'm good at, And I want to continue being good at what I'm good at and learning from other self-help people, but other dating coaches. I just don't, sometimes it's a bit too much noise. Welcome from India, Snahalash. Thank you for being here. Okay, here, what's another question that I have? Bradford says, you can be blunt and direct, but you also have to be sensitive towards the subject and the person you're talking to. I think that is very valid advice. Michael says, hey, Arica, fantastic to see you shine live again. Girl, I really wonder what it would really take to get to know you if I met you in person. You coming for me, Michael? Are you coming for me? Rejection hurts if you're not used to it. I kind of disagree with you, James. Actually, I do disagree with you. I think rejection always hurts. I don't think our bodies, my personal belief system is I don't think we were ever meant to experience rejection. And I think it always hurts. And I think for the people that it doesn't hurt, are people who walled themselves off, or if you take a healthy approach and you go, that's about that person and that's a reflection of them. But to some degree, I believe it always somewhat hurts. Vamsi says, why do girls reject guys so harshly at nightclubs and other loud venues at night? Because people are in their ego. And so it's not about like, hey, let's facilitate a loving connection while we're at a pumping loud club and we're drinking copious amounts of alcohol. I also think there is a sense of entitlement with women out in clubs. I think that they get approached by so many men. And I think some of it comes from entitlement, which I'm not a big fan of. And two, some of them just get tired of douchey guys just trying to get them into bed. And so it's their way of like putting some really strong boundaries. So you got some women who can be really just entitled and they're like, I'm used to cute guys coming up to me all the time. And listen, I think that's the wrong attitude. I think no matter how beautiful you are and how many men come up to you, at the end of the day, if someone takes the time to acknowledge you, like that's another human being, be gracious. But also the other side of the spectrum is you have some really sleazeballs out there who are in the clubs who are just trying to screw women. And they're like, it's their way of like just saying F off, because at the end of the day, they don't know who you are. Let's see. Well, gosh, another great question. And then it just, Fernando says, how to approach women as an introvert. I actually have some videos on that, babe. You should, in my YouTube channel, make sure that you just type in for introverts. Like I said to the gentleman who said that he has a bit of a stuttering issue. First and foremost, I would say, one, I'm going to combine two things. Approach women that you're not into to help cultivate that muscle of going out and speaking to people. Don't just go up to the hottest woman and go, okay, I'm going to try with this one. No. Start with baby steps. Start talking to people, just people, and then start talking to women maybe that are older that you're not that interested into. But get in the habit of just feeling comfortable speaking to people so that when you do start seeing women that you're actually interested in, it's a muscle that you have already cultivated, and you can take that strength and then you can move it into talking to a woman that you actually are interested in. Paramel says, Arica, quick question. How do you desensitize yourself to rejection? I don't think, here's the thing. This is how you can make a disconnect with it in a healthy way. This is my opinion. I think when a person rejects you, to acknowledge, ow, this hurts, is okay. Like because it hurts, that's why we call it like rejection. It hurts. But at the end of the day, you have to step back and you have to analyze it and go, does this person really know me? I mean, trust me, I have a YouTube channel. If I told you the kind of nasty comments I get on here, like at the end of the day, I go, well, I don't want to tell you my first reaction. My first reaction is like, suck my, sometimes I say that. And then two, I'm like, this fool doesn't even know me. This person is just in their own pain and they just need someone to air it out on. Not today, Satan. Go deal with you. But at the end of the day, they don't fully know you, babe. So who are they rejecting? Most of the time when people are just quick to reject someone, it's just because they feel rejected inside themselves. You can't give out what you don't have. I hope that answers that. Are women generally attracted to polarizing men? I think we are all attracted to polarity, period, because we want something opposite of ourselves. Most of us know ourselves. We want something different. We want a different experience. But women really love men who are really comfortable in themselves, these alpha males, these emotional warriors who are connected to their heart. That's very polarizing because most men have no idea what to do. The things that you guys are learning on this channel, when I talk about emotional warrior, most men don't have a freaking clue. So when a man's able to show up with that kind of energy and that kind of emotional awareness and an ability to connect to that, they're like, who's this guy? Who's this guy who's like really brave to just be who he is? That's sexy. Okay, guys, I have time for one more question. Don't forget, guys. So I'm going to be doing some pop-up live videos, but with specific topics. And I've never done this before. I just want to change it up. I don't want to like do the same thing all the time. So I'm going to be doing more live videos. So I'm really excited to surprise you with these. So that's why you want to make sure that that notification bell is turned on, because I don't want to hear you going, I didn't know. You would know if you had the bell on because it would tell you immediately. All right, one more question. And I want it to be a good question because that's what we deserve. Give me one more good question, guys. Come on, I want one more. Some people get butt hurt. I love that phrase. Okay, any more questions? Okay, we'll end with this question because it is a great question. And you guys really like when I answer this. Are you ready for this one? Who's it gonna be? Cayman says, how can I get a woman into me in a sexual way? That's a great question because at the end of the day, how do we really connect with people like on that intimate level? It's not through just communication, it's through sex, right? So Cayman, you have got to always want. Here's a couple of things. One, a woman's always going to be attracted to a man who's confident, he's in his skin, he belongs to himself, he's that emotional warrior. He's like, listen, I take care of me, I'm a mother freaking priority in my life, I value myself. Women are like, oh, shimmy, 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 take down the panties for that. Why? Because it's polarizing, because nobody else really does that. Most people are sheep just trying to make it the whole world happy. But when a man's like, no, I am my own priority, I respect myself, I go after what I want. One, that kind of energy is super addictive. She's like, and tell me more. I want another date. Second thing is your ability to make a connection with a woman, an ability to get to know her story, to really understand her. When a woman feels connected to a man, she wants to give her body over to that man. She feels safe. She feels recognized. She feels valued. Therefore, she wants to give her body over to him. This is why I keep saying, like, become this emotional warrior, guys, because this is a part of it. This is how you connect with women. This is why it's so important for you guys to do this coaching experience. I'm like giving you the answers. You just got to do it. The other thing is, do not be afraid to take a freaking risk. So many guys, it's like this. They're on a date with a girl and they're like this, sitting like this. Oh, you guys probably can actually see more of my lingerie when I'm like this far back. Yeah. They're like sitting like this and asking her questions and being really polite and being the nice guy, right? We're supposed to a man who's like the emotional warrior, who's like, he's comfortable in his skin, he's comfortable in his polarity. He's like this. You ready? You ready? You ready? I don't know if you're ready for this. Listen, ladies, tell me more. Oh, wait, excuse me. This is on your skin. Let me remove that hair from you. Woo! He moves into his woman. He's not afraid to touch her. He's not afraid to remove the hair that's maybe on her face. He's not afraid to just give her a light brush on the arm just to say, girl, I am into you sexually. I am not just trying to be your friend zone guy. I'm not trying to be the nice guy to just sit here and go, how can I make you happy? Nah, girl, eventually I want to make my body happy by being on top of your body. That's where this is going. And he brings that kind of sexual energy. Does that answer your question? Guys, I love you so much. Don't forget, if you want to work with me with coaching, I will put the links. It's in the chat. If you need to do the Emotional Warrior program, I'm like, come on, guys. This is like the life-changing experience that every man needs to have. Make sure that you get that coaching experience. Guys, I love you so much. What am I going to say? What am I going to say? Remember, guys, you have what it takes. I am just here to champion you. I'm just here to guide you. I'm here to bring you back to you, because let me tell you, at the end of the day, you're smarter than all of us. You have all the answers on the inside. But maybe there's some gaps that you don't see. Maybe there's some blind spots that you have. I'm just here to be your guide and go, hey, you might need to look at this gap here. You might look at this blind side that you might have, this area that you don't see. And then it's my heart to champion you, because every single one of you deserve to be loved. Every single one of you. So you have what it takes. And in this moment, you're so deeply loved. Doesn't it feel nice to be loved? Doesn't it feel great to be loved? Because, my darling, you really are. All right, guys. I will see you in my next live video. I'm really excited about this new thing that I'm doing. I hope you get to be a part of this experience. Stay tuned. Sending you love from Bali. You take care. And thank you for the great question.